Welcome to the PI Podcast, your destination for everything NFL, discussing the latest news and providing in-depth analysis of every NFL game. And now, here are your hosts, Ian and Tesh.
Hey guys, what is up? The PI Podcast back again with episode 31.
31.
We've been doing this 31 times, which is just crazy in itself. That's like a whole month's worth of streams and an extra video.
And that's it for today's episode.
Yeah, no, just kidding. Oh my god. So, Ian, today, or yesterday technically, Rams receiver Kupp got a 3-year, $80 million extension that includes $75 million guaranteed and is worth $110 million over the 5 years that tie him to Los Angeles through the 2026 season.
Well deserving. I mean, he almost broke an all-time record for receiving yards in a single season. The first year with his quarterback. I have a feeling he's going to have a decent year this year. I think it's going to be really hard to replicate that season, but I mean, it could happen. You never know.
Yeah, and Kupp was just the dynamic receiver this year. Him and Matthew Stafford, their connection was just so good, and hopefully it continues this year. I mean, imagine what those two can do with Allen Robinson as well. I mean, you have to worry about Kupp, but now you have to worry about Allen Robinson as well. I mean, yeah, last year you had to worry about Odell Beckham too, so they kind of, who knows, they might even re-sign Odell Beckham too, so it's kind of like...
They have a chance.
This offense is probably going to be around the same where it was last season, being that dynamic, explosive offense it was. So Kupp's gonna pick up right where he left off. I think he's gonna have such a good season. I don't know if he's gonna have as good a season as last year because that's hard to do, but I think he's gonna have at least over 1,400 receiving yards.
That's fair.
Yeah, and
that is definitely fair. Who do you think leads the league in receiving yards?
I think honestly, it's gonna be. I think it might. It's a long shot, but I want to throw this out there. I think Amari Cooper has a chance on the Browns. I know he can get injured, but I think he has a really good opportunity there in Cleveland. No matter who's throwing him the ball, and I think whoever's quarterback is gonna rely on him a lot. But my go-to... You're good.
I don't think I've ever heard someone say Amari Cooper when asked that question.
A little underdog right there. But honestly, I think Jamar Chase or Devontae Adams. That's where.
Yeah. So my number one pick is Devontae Adams. I think him and Derek Carr are going to have an awesome connection, and Derek Carr is not afraid to sling the ball down the field. I do like Jamar Chase as well. He's only going to get better. So, I mean, he's got a chance to really show out. My only issue with Jamar Chase is the amount of weapons the Bengals have. Because Tyler Boyd and T. Higgins, they take a lot of receptions away. That's my only concern saying Jamar Chase, but I do think Jamar Chase has the potential to get 1,500 or 1,600 yards this year.
Yeah, but Jamar Chase, he got like 1,400 yards last year, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so definitely it's very likely that he even goes even further than that, like 1,600 yards, I'd say, even. So
yeah, it's
definitely a possibility, and I get what you're saying with the receivers. T. Higgins does get a lot of those catches. You saw it in the playoffs as well, and so Tyler Boyd as well. Kind of that possession, kind of that slot receiver that they kind of rely on a little bit. Kind of like a lot of these other receivers, like Larry Fitz when he was there, when he got older, especially. He was the number one for a long time, but he was kind of like the possession guy, and that's what I think Tyler Boyd is for them. But I also like Devontae Adams. Yeah, you have Hunter Renfrow and Darren Waller, but your over the deep threat is going to be Devontae Adams.
Yeah. Completely agree.
And that deep threat over there, Devontae Adams is gonna run a post, and he's gonna make people miss on corners, slants, digs, slants, whatever route you want to call for Devontae Adams. He's gonna make you pay. So he has a really, really good chance. Is there any underdogs, Ian, that we didn't name? We only named 3, but is there any underdogs you think can go over 1,500 yards this year? Give you seconds.
That's kind of tough. Fuck it, Christian Kirk.
Wow, I totally disagree with you, but you can have whatever hope you can. I think he's gonna have a good season. I think he's gonna get 1,200. I think he's.
I'll say this: injured. I can see Travis Etienne as a running back hitting 1,000 yards this year. Okay. Receiving.
Damn.
I don't know what his rushing total is going to be, but I could see his receiving total being over 1,000 yards. One of the only running backs this year, I think, that hits 1,000 yards receiving is Travis Etienne. Book it.
Yeah. I also think Kyle Pitts is probably going to go over 1,300, 1,400.
I can definitely see Kyle Pitts getting over 1,000.
Yeah. Him and Drake London. I think Drake London can get a lot of yards too.
It could be Marcus Mariota. It could be Desmond Ridder. They could trade back from Matt Ryan. I don't care. He's going to get over 1,000 yards.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's just so exciting.
All right. So who do you think is going to be the league leader in rushing yards?
AJ said Brandon Ayuk.
Brandon Ayuk.
What's up, AJ?
I can see him getting over a K, especially if Debo sits. Now, that's a big thing. If Debo sits, Brandon Ayuk's stock is going to go through the roof.
Yeah, and Brandon Ayuk last year, he even showed that he could be that receiver for them too. I mean, he's an all-around receiver. I mean, he can hurdle people. Oh my God, that play was just awesome. In his rookie year, he hurdled somebody. It was awesome to see. And he's a solid receiver. So I wouldn't be surprised if he won 1,000, especially if Deebo Samuel sits or something happens with him. I definitely think he's gonna be growing and learning because he's very young, and he's kind of like a good route runner mixed with a good pass catcher. So I think it's very, very possible for him.
You know who I'm really excited to watch this year? And I'm not just saying it because there's a fan in the house. Trey Lance. Because I didn't get to watch him a lot in college, but I obviously, towards the draft and after the draft, I watched a lot of his highlights from college. And he can be a dynamic player. And like I said on a few other podcasts, he's got a rare situation where he's got a really good team around him. So even if he makes mistakes, he's got people around him that can help get over the mistakes. You know, they're projecting Bosa has a chance to be the sack leader this year. Like, you have someone with that caliber on your team on defense. You've got a really good linebacker core there. You've got a good head coach. You've got multiple pieces on offense. You have a top 3 tight end. You have probably one of the best wide receiving cores in the game of football. So I can't wait to see what Kyle Shanahan can do with a guy with the athleticism of Trey Lance.
Yeah, 'cause Kyle Shanahan, he was he's the offensive coordinator for the Falcons in the Super Bowl year, and guess what the Falcons did that year? They made the Super Bowl and were the best offense in the league that year, rivaled the greatest show on turf, just by how many yards they were getting. And Trey Lance, I'm very excited to see him play. You mentioned everything why he's going to be an exciting player. He has a really good defense. if he does if he's has growing pains, to be able to carry him as well. So that's gonna be awesome for him. He has George Kittle, just an awesome pass catcher to have as a rookie quarterback or a young second year quarterback. So that's gonna be good for him. Brandon Ayuk, some other receivers, Deebo Samuel if he comes back, he's gonna have that at his disposal. He has Elijah Mitchell, Trey Sermon, who are really good backs. I'm excited to see Trey Sermon play as well. I think he can be a really good running back. I think Kyle Shanahan hit big on running backs. He is very good at picking running backs because he had Elijah Mitchell and Trey Sermon. I think they're really explosive backs. They're both elusive backs. I think they work together very well. I don't think one's very different than the other. I think they're both kind of that elusive back. One might be a little more powerful, but they run the same, and I think this is going to help open up the offense for Trey Lance when he starts, because he's going to be able to go over the top. He's going to be able with that offensive line. I know they lost Alex Mack, so they'll have to replace him, but I think he'll be able to have enough time to look and read in the pocket as a young quarterback.
Yeah, and to have an offensive-minded head coach really helps out a young quarterback. One, he can simplify the game for the quarterback. He really and truly will be able to build something around Trey Lance's skill set. You know, you see some of the other offenses that Kyle Shanahan has had. And I want to take back to the Falcons Super Bowl run. Matt Ryan had, and obviously he was MVP, but the type of season, I don't think people realize just how historic of a passing attack that was. I mean, they say that that's like one of the best passing attacks ever.
Yeah, even above the greatest show on turf. He was averaging about, I think, 15 to 18 yards a pass, which is just crazy in itself. Yeah. That's hard to do in the recent NFL days right now.
And you can argue he's got better weapons in San Francisco than what he had in Atlanta that year.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, at the time, Julio Jones was the best wide receiver in the league. I mean, there was some debate between him and DeAndre Hopkins, but I mean, Julio Jones was a top 2 wide receiver regardless of the way you look at it. Look at what, I mean, and that was kind of, I mean, there was other pieces around. You don't get to the Super Bowl not having any pieces, but look at what the 49ers, if the Pro Bowl was like a legit like thing, the 49ers could be a Pro Bowl roster. Their team's stacked everywhere.
Yeah, that team is just crazy stacked, and it's just how Kyle Shanahan built that team. In Atlanta in that Super Bowl season, he had Devontae Freeman in his prime, and he had Tevin Coleman, who played very well with Devontae Freeman. So he used those running backs very well. And you see now Tevin Coleman, he was on the Jets. I think he's still on the Jets. He hasn't been playing well. You know why? Because he wasn't a starting back ever. He wasn't that kind of Devontae Freeman or starting running back type. And I think Kyle Shanahan kind of opened up zone runs for him as well. Tevin Coleman is a one-cut back. Like, he finds a hole and he cuts right into it. He's not like Devontae Freeman that year where he would be an all-around running back. Good truck. He could read the zones. Tevin Coleman was that kind of one-cut back. And that brings me back to the 49ers and Elijah Mitchell and Trey Sermon. That's just a dynamic duo right there. As long as with your receivers as well, I think they're gonna have a field day with those zone runs, those outside runs, whatever Kyle Shanahan likes to run as well.
All right, so we talked about who we think wide receiver wise will have the most yards. We talked about rushing. What quarterback do you think is going to hit over 5,000 yards?
Ooh, over 5,000. Oh, man.
Or who do you think leads the league?
Leads the league.
I think 5K is hard to hit, but I think there's going to be a couple quarterbacks that hit it this year.
I think Tom Brady can hit it. It's going to be one of the tops again.
I think he can too.
I also really think that. I think Aaron Rodgers can be somewhere in the top 5. Definitely, always like every year. And I see Matt Ryan being up there as well. I know he has a running back now, and he doesn't have the receivers he had, but he still has decent players around him, and he has more time, so I think he'll be able to do whatever he wants. And I think with that in showing, he'll have more yards passing in the air.
So my top 3 in yards, not going off touchdowns, interceptions, none of that, just yards. I've got Tom Brady up there. I've got Josh Allen. And then I've also got Justin Herbert.
Yep.
I think he's got a very good chance to hit 5,000 yards. I think all 3 of those guys have a very high chance. I wanted to put Mahomes. I have a hard time doing that without Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, and with Juju as his receiver as well.
And then I know Aaron Rodgers is going to elevate the wide receivers around him, but I don't see him doing that with Sammy Watkins. I'm not saying Sammy Watkins is not a bad player or anything, but the degree of difference between Devontae Adams and Sammy Watkins on a player level is huge. I mean, Devontae Adams is miles ahead of Sammy Watkins. Not only that, Sammy Watkins has a hard time staying healthy. So that's going to be another big thing for Aaron Rodgers. They're kind of putting a lot of trust in a guy that hasn't been able to be healthy, but maybe they don't actually use him that much as opposed to using their new rookie. You know, maybe they have some talent on the roster we don't know about. And then obviously they have Aaron Jones, who's going to do his thing. He's going to catch 600, 700, 800 yards. So who knows with Aaron Rodgers? That's a tough one to really judge because we don't know what the wide receiver core is really looking like.
And with Sammy Watkins, it's very, very injury prone as well. He's seen it throughout his whole career. He's projected to be one of the best receivers, and getting injured a lot. That really shut down his career a little bit. He's getting another chance in Green Bay. So it's gonna be interesting to see what he looks like with Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback. And I like Josh Allen a lot because he has a really good defense as well. He still has his pass catchers except Cole Beasley. I think it doesn't matter that Cole Beasley's gone. I still think Josh Allen's going to be Josh Allen. I still think he has the receivers around him. He's still Stephon Diggs, Gabriel Davis, who showed up in the playoff game. And those two, I think, are going to make it to where... yeah.
So we're also going to flip over to the defensive side of the ball. Trying to think of the best topic to go from first. So I would like to go to who is going to lead the league in interceptions. All right, Pritesh, who is going to lead the league in interceptions?
I'm not going to say Trayvon Diggs because I don't think he's going to have as good a season as he did last season, for sure. Looking at cornerbacks, in my mind, I think... Why is this so difficult? I think Jaire Alexander has a chance to, as well as Casey Hayward.
I personally really like J.C. Jackson.
Yeah.
But I actually think Diggs is I think he's gonna repeat what he did last year. I think he's gonna lead the league in interceptions. My guess is Trayvon Diggs. I can see why you wouldn't, but just the way he plays, I think he's gonna give up a ton of yards. But I also think he's gonna have a ton of interceptions. I can see him having 7, 8, 9. I don't think he's going to have as many as he had last year because I think offensive coordinators are going to use it against him and try to bait him a lot. we'll see how that goes. But my next question for you.
Before you ask that, there's two players who I think in their second year, very young players who can actually be interception leaders as well. Asante Samuel Jr. and Patrick Surtain II. I like Patrick Surtain too more. He definitely is in a really good situation in Denver. I think the opportunities are going to present himself because he has a decent defense around him. And Patrick Surtain is was a really good corner last year, and I think I know he'll do the same this year. So he has a very good chance of being high in the interception leader list.
That's fair because their offense is going to be cooking, which means the other team's going to have to throw the ball a lot. At least you assume so. On paper, they look very good, the Denver Broncos. So we'll see how that goes. And who'd you say the other one was? Casey Hayward?
Yeah. He played very well last year with the Raiders. He was just one of the best cornerbacks on the Raiders last year and in the NFL on the AFC side. He was able to break up so many passes and do stuff. He's now in the Falcons alongside AJ Terrell. So that provides them with even more opportunities because if they don't target Terrell, and the Falcons defense in general, if they don't play as well, they're going to be thrown it deep a lot. Other teams.
So we talked about passing yards, we talked about running backs, we talked about wide receivers, we talked about interceptions. Who leads the league in sacks?
Oh man.
So just a recap of last year. TJ Watt tied the sack record. Do you think he repeats and leads the league? Do you think it's someone else?
I have a feeling that TJ Watt's gonna be an absolute monster. I don't think he's gonna tie the sack record again. There's another guy I'm thinking about that I think can really go up the field, can get that sack, be the leader in sacks next year. Just a dominant edge rusher as well. And he's really good. Myles Garrett. I know I picked another Browns on another thing, but Myles Garrett has an opportunity. He's so good. Myles Garrett is such a really good pass rusher. It's hard for me to pick against him.
So I personally think this is going to be the order that it will be. I'm not saying it because he's in the chat right now, but I honestly think Nick Bosa will be the sack leader. I think his season last year got overshadowed a lot by TJ Watt. I think TJ Watt's going to take a slight step back with Tuitt out of the lineup. I still think TJ Watt's going to be a hell of a player this year. Not saying anything against him, but with Tuitt retiring, I think his production goes down a little bit. Not a lot, just a little bit. And then I really like Nick Bosa. He's getting through double teams. Nick Bosa's a beast. TJ Watt's a beast. My third pick would be Myles Garrett.
Yeah,
I like the pieces around TJ Watt and Nick Bosa better.
Yeah.
Which helps a player get sacks.
Mm-hmm. I really do like Nick Bosa. Nick Bosa is a really good pass rusher, and he doesn't need. That defense is really good, and he'll have a lot of one-on-one opportunities just because that 49ers defense is so good. Joey Bosa now has Khalil Mack too. Any of those could be top 10 as well. I mean, Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa on the same line. I mean, you can you could try to double team both of them, but that's not gonna work. I mean, they also have Sebastian Joseph Day in the center. I think Sebastian Joseph Day. They also I think they have Jerry Tillery as well. So definitely some big boys up in the D line.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough entire line to block. I mean, that's gonna be tough. And then Aaron Donald's always going to be on there, even though he's a D tackle more than an edge. I mean, he still knows how to get a sack. So I don't think he's going to get a lot of sacks this year because obviously he's getting triple teamed. But I really like Nick Bosa, TJ Watt, Myles Garrett in that order.
Yeah. So last week we talked about Baker Mayfield a little bit, and we were talking about everything that's gonna happen with him. So yesterday the Browns decided that quarterback Baker Mayfield should be excused from mandatory minicamp. Does that play a factor into whether he's gonna be forced to start if Deshaun Watson suspended? Is that a sign that they're gonna try to trade him or release him? What do you think?
That's a tough one. I honestly think the Browns are in deep doo-doo. I don't see Deshaun Watson playing that much this year. I don't know. There's a chance he doesn't play a snap this year. The more and more that this stuff comes out to light, Deshaun Watson could be suspended 6 weeks, which was what we were kind of hearing before this new allegation came out. And now they're talking about a whole year, indefinite. There's so many different terms being thrown around. We don't know. We literally have no idea what's going to happen with that. However, if he does get suspended, I do not see Baker Mayfield trying to play. I think it's going to be Jacoby Brissett, and they're going to sink or swim with him. I don't think the Browns are even going to look towards Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I think they're giving him what he wants. The Browns are, just so there isn't any bad blood, even though there really is. And I don't see Baker Mayfield being anywhere. They're giving him what he wants, but I think that, like I said last week, last podcast, that relationship is broken. I don't think there's any way of fixing that, even if the Browns, like they're doing now, give him what he wants. I don't think he's going to play for you, even if you give him whatever he wants. So, always going to be interesting to see what happens before the start of the season on that. Recently, the Denver Broncos, the team was sold. And they agreed on a deal for 4.5 with the Walton Penner family for $4.65 billion, and being one of the top 5 or 6 teams in terms of value.
Yeah, it was the most expensive team ever bought. It's the most money ever spent on a team before. It's crazy. 4.6, you said?
4.65, yeah.
That's an insane amount of money. It did make me wonder, though. So obviously, a single player does not make that big of a difference in the value of a franchise. But it makes you wonder what that number would have been without Russell Wilson. If they didn't have Russell Wilson on the team, obviously they still would have had all their rookies. If they would have went and sold this team 4 months ago, 5 months ago, before they acquired Russell Wilson, I wonder what that price tag would have been.
Yeah, it's definitely... I don't know if Russell Wilson was a part of why that deal was so big. Who knows? It could have been. It could have... Probably wasn't. Because I don't think a player makes up for how much you sell a team for. I think it's just how much the organization thinks how much it should be worth. It's kind of just crazy that it's being sold too, because it's just something crazy to look at, because that organization is a very, very good organization. They just won a Super Bowl with Peyton Manning. They went to the Super Bowl twice with Peyton Manning as well, and now they have another star quarterback in Russell Wilson, who can definitely take them back, maybe even multiple times.
It'd be cool to see.
What's up, Zombie?
Hey, what's up, Zombie?
Appreciate you stopping by, guys. AJ, Zombie. Always love to have you guys. AJ, you guys' stream was awesome today. I watched it a little.
Actually, I wanted to ask you about that. So I don't know if it's just my notifications or if it's something weird with Facebook, but I got a notification that you guys posted a video on Facebook. And when I clicked the link, It said it was uploaded 6 hours ago. So I got the link literally, I got the notification 6 hours after it had been posted.
I know.
And it said a minute ago.
I know YouTube always posts their notification late. And so does Twitch, and so does Facebook. A lot of notifications are late, except for comments and stuff. I'm not really sure about the Facebook side, but that's a long time if it's 6 hours after.
Yeah, and it was like 4 or 5 o'clock for me. And I looked and I was like, oh, damn, they must have just done their live. They must be going live. Because I know, like, the one time we did it, it was around that time, 6, 7 o'clock or whatever. So I clicked on the link and it said posted 6 hours ago. And I was like, what the heck?
Yeah, that's crazy. So we were talking about the Broncos. So the Broncos in general, that team's built to win a championship right now, and multiple championships is possible in the realm if Russell Wilson is gonna play for as long as he said he did when he got signed by the Broncos. He said 10 years, which is something crazy. I didn't expect him to say 10 years at all. But if he is planning to play that long, he has multiple chances to get to the Super Bowl with that team as long as they keep upgrading, as long as they keep it that whole team intact.
Well, Russell Wilson is the kind of guy that has the scramble ability, but it's not his game. I mean, it is kind of. I mean, he uses it to his game. But if you take away his scrambling ability and his ability to extend plays, he's still a great quarterback. It's not like you're talking about, let's just say Cam Newton, for instance, where you take away his legs and you're like, oh, wow, this guy's not that great. But Russell Wilson's still a great quarterback. He's still got a great arm strength. He can fit the ball in tight windows. He's not afraid to sling it if he has to. Obviously, the rolling out of the pocket, the escapability, huge for him. But even if 10 years down the road he slows down, he's still going to have the same arm.
Yeah, and his deep ball actually is amazing. He has a really pretty deep ball. Just so many different things he can do. So that the purchase of the Denver Broncos, it's huge for that family, whoever bought him, because they may get a championship in the future. So I think it was just well bought, because Denver Broncos is a team that is very close to chasing that ring. It's right now this year too. They could potentially make the Super Bowl. Who knows? So this is gonna be it's just interesting as well. So we're in June right now. July training camp, or end of July, I think training camp starts. Oh yeah, July training camp starts, or within a week or a few weeks. Which team that is not the Jaguars or Falcons do you think is going to be the most interesting to watch in training camp?
I'm going to give it to the Jets. I think there's going to be a lot of good teams, and obviously there's going to be. I already said it before. I want to watch Trey Lance. I want to watch Zach Wilson. I want to watch. Mac Jones again. Like, there's just all these I want to watch Justin Herbert. I want to watch Russell Wilson on a new team. There's so much that happened this offseason that makes it. Devontae Adams to the Raiders, Khalil Mack and Joey Bosa next to each other. Like, there's just so much I want to watch. So, but my big thing is the Jets. They greatly improved. I think they're going to have a whole new look on offense, defense, everything. So the Jets are going to be my answer.
Speaking about the Jets real quick before I get my answer, there's multiple training camp, mini camp videos that the Jets released. A couple throws from Zach Wilson. One where he sidearmed it, kind of like Patrick Mahomes does. And he threw it very accurately. It's just something to be excited about if you're a Jets fan. That throw looked pretty and very, very nice. And it's only one pass, so you can't say too much from it. But it looked like he's shown signs of improvement. That's all I'm gonna say. Can't be certain. It's few passes, so definitely nothing nothing confirmed or anything. We'll see how he plays, but it was really cool to watch him throw a sidearm pass like that. But my team that I really, really want to see in minicamp that's going to be very, very interesting to watch is going to be in the same division, the Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle.
Oh,
Tua,
yeah, I forgot about the Dolphins.
and they got their defense as well, like Xavier Howard and some others as well. That's going to be very,
Speaking
very
of the
fun.
Dolphins, Tyreek Hill went on a podcast and said, basically they were talking about Tua a little bit, and he said, I got 150 yards and a touchdown with Matt Moore as my quarterback. And Tua is 10 times Matt Moore. So he seems to not only think that Tua is decent, he also seems to think it don't matter who's throwing him the ball. It don't matter where the ball is going. He's going to catch it.
That's an amazing mentality to have because definitely it doesn't matter because Tyreek Hill's that player. And Tua, we'll see how he plays. I mean, he hasn't proven himself to be the worst quarterback in the league. I mean, he can make throws. He can make different plays. He's just so young, so there's a lot of improvement left to be seen from him. And another reason why I really want to see is the running back room. Myles Gaskin, Raheem Mostert, Chase Edmonds. Gonna be interesting battle to see who takes the starting role. I think it's gonna be Myles Gaskin starting. I like him. I like him and Raheem Mostert over Chase Edmonds, but who knows? It's gonna be mixed up wherever. But they're gonna probably all three could make the roster. And it's gonna be very, very cool to see that running back room.
Yeah, I think they definitely have three backs, and I think all three of them get plenty of playing time.
Yeah, we had the same division.
Yeah, I forgot about the Dolphins, man. You know, it's crazy because all these moves happened months ago that when the season starts, you're going to be like, oh, damn, he's not on the team anymore? Where is he at? And then you're going to have to try to remember all the trades and all the moving around that happened because this was an awesome offseason. I think a lot of people forgot how great the offseason was. Started off with a bang with Tom Brady retiring, and then just things started happening one after another. You got Tyreek Hill getting traded. You had Devontae Adams getting traded. You had Khalil Mack getting traded. I mean, there was just all these
Jackson
big
getting
players.
released, moved to Chargers.
Yeah.
It's crazy. AJ, yeah, Raheem the Dream Mostert.
I really like Raheem Mostert. I draft him every year. Obviously, injuries have not been very kind to him, but I wish him the best. I really do.
I've always loved Raheem Mostert's play and his speed and athleticism he has. It's crazy, like not many other running backs have. The only unfortunate thing is the last few years he's been injured for most of the season. So, and even when he tore his ACL. So definitely very excited to see him back because just to see if he has that same acceleration, which I'm pretty sure he does. That same speed acceleration Raheem Mostert has. That's what made him really good. But he can also read runs as well. He's on a one-cut back. He's elusive, speedy guy that can read runs, read the holes in the offensive line, read the zone reads and everything. It's just gonna be very fun to see him on that Dolphins team, especially when teams have to worry about Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle.
Okay.
There's a play that I have imagined in my head right now, like a little trick play, where Tua snaps the ball in gun formation, and Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle are running with each other, and they toss it to Tyreek Hill, right? But then you have Raheem Mostert just on the side running a little out route, and Tyreek Hill just throws up to him because everyone's forgetting about him, and he just goes off. And there's so many things they could do with him.
They have so much speed. So we talked about a lot of things so far. Rushing, passing, defense. We talked about a lot of things. I want you to name one player. It can be on the Falcons. It could be any other team that you are most excited to watch this year.
The player I'm most excited to watch?
One player that you're most excited to watch.
If he starts, I'm gonna say Desmond Ridder.
That's fair.
I'm gonna say Desmond.
That's
Ridder.
your boy.
That's literally the one player, if he is able to start, excited to see how he plays. Because he was the fastest quarterback in the draft this year. Literally ran the fastest 40 time too. And we really haven't had a mobile quarterback since Michael Vick. So it's gonna be very, very fun to see a quarterback on the Falcons using his legs.
All right, so I have two, but I'm gonna name them both. But my real answer is the second pick. I'm excited to watch Trayvon Walker. I've been watching a lot of his stats, and obviously everybody knows I was not very happy with the pick. But watching his stats, not watching his tape, I can see why the stats aren't lit up. He's a freak. He's tall, he's strong, he's big, he's got wide arms. I mean, the dude looks like a football player. So I'm really excited to see what he does when he only plays one position. In college, he played multiple positions, which I like because, like I said, if we can get an up-and-coming edge, then you can move him to linebacker, or if you can get a really solid linebacker core, you can stick him at edge. There's a lot of versatility with him, which I love. But my answer is going to be a Jacksonville Jaguar player, of course. I got robbed of watching his rookie season. Trevor's teammate in college, Travis Etienne. First-round draft pick 25. Got all this hype, got to watch his college videos. The dude is fast. He's like the dude's a wide receiving running back, basically. And the 1-2 punch of James Robinson and Travis Etienne, I just can't wait to, both of them lined up, do a fake to James Robinson and then a little dump off screen to Travis Etienne, let him break through. I have the visions you have with the Dolphins, I have with Travis Etienne in my head. I can see Trevor hiking the ball, faking it to James Robinson, doing a little behind the back to Travis Etienne, and then Travis Etienne doing a bomb to Jamal Agnew. Just a bomb to Jamal Agnew.
That's gonna be so crazy to watch. A lot of great players we didn't mention. I know we mentioned two from our favorite teams, but there's a hell of a lot of players that are gonna be so fun. Example, Raheem Mostert, who I just talked about, and a bunch of others as well. We talked about Trey Lance already. The second-year quarterbacks, Justin Fields, Mac Jones.
Justin Fields, yeah, I kind of forgot about him too. I just wish the Bears would have done more around Justin Fields. The Bears, to me, had one of the most disappointing off seasons, if not the worst off season. There's one team that did worse this off season than them, and that was the Seattle Seahawks. But the Seattle Seahawks are in a legit tear down to do a rebuild. The Chicago Bears have kind of been in that rebuild stage, it seems like, for the last couple of years, where they're partially rebuilding, they don't know what they're doing, and it looks like they're rebuilding with Justin Fields in mind. It looks like they're tearing it down this year, and the next year I hope to see a lot of help for Justin Fields. They got rid of the big contracts. You know, they were able to dump off Nick Foles. They were able to dump off Khalil Mack. I mean, they got a lot of contracts out of the way. Andy Dalton. I mean, now it's Justin Fields' show.
Yeah, Justin Fields, I'm so excited still to watch him this season, but he does need help, and they didn't give him, and you don't want him to take any hits this season, which, unfortunately, I'm pretty sure I'm going to see him take a hit or two, two big hits, unfortunately. Another person I could have said was Matt Ryan. He finally has a defense, he finally has an offensive line, he finally has a running game that's decent. I know Devontae Freeman in his prime was really good. I really enjoyed him. That was a good running game with him and Tevin Coleman. But I think Jonathan Taylor is just a different level. I don't think Matt Ryan's ever had a running back that is as dynamic as Jonathan Taylor is. And with that, offensive line wise as well, with all his defense as well, he's basically Matthew Stafford that got put on the Rams. Like, just example situation. Matthew Stafford went to a perfect situation and won the Super Bowl. I expect Matt Ryan to do the same. Right then and there. He has the tools around him and everything. Very, very likely.
Does he bring another Indianapolis Colts Super Bowl?
Yes. I wouldn't be surprised if they're in Super Bowl. I'm just saying. And I'm going to the Super Bowl.
I think it's an AFC team this year. I do.
Indianapolis Colts. Look out for them.
Regardless, whoever it is going to be a tough time.
Yep.
They're going to have a tough divisional, tough conference, and a tough Super Bowl.
Imagine it's the Jaguars-Falcons Super Bowl. What are the chances of that happening?
I wonder what the odds of that are happening. It's probably less than 1%.
Oh my god. Yeah, probably is. Oh my god. So Ravens coach John Harbaugh, he told reporters that QB Lamar Jackson expected to be at minicamp. He was quoted saying, "I fully expect him to come back in great shape." Definitely something to look forward to the Ravens as well in minicamp as well. Lamar Jackson, see him improving in passing as well. He's always been able to improve in passing. Did you see the video where he was on his knees and threw a 50-yard pass?
No.
Yeah, so Lamar Jackson was on his knees in practice at the 50-yard line, and he literally threw the ball 50 yards while on the ground on his knees. It was crazy. It's just definitely something to look out for. Don't know how well he's gonna, how accurate he's gonna do the ball.
If that happens, I will give away signed jerseys from each team, Jaguars and Falcons.
Oh, you'll give us signed Jaguar jerseys from Falcons?
We better hope this shit happens.
Oh, I know. Oh, we're gonna have to be coaches there. I'm gonna tell him. You get what I'm telling. I'm gonna tell him to run a post corner. Yeah.
Let's see. What else do we got? I know we want to talk about content eventually.
Oh yeah, we can go ahead and go over some content if you want. I think we got a lot of content to talk about.
So we're still going to be doing our reaction videos. That's going to be something. They've been getting a lot of views, especially compared to our normal stuff. Like our past 5 or 6 uploads have all hit 100 views or more. Like there's some at 400, there's some at 300. There's one about to hit 400. So the reaction videos we're going to keep doing, and then we're both going to keep doing our team updates. So I'm going to try to upload my next Jaguar one, which is going to be the offense, on Saturday.
Okay.
I'm going to record it tonight or tomorrow night. I might need your help uploading it because my laptop's crashed.
That's fine.
And then his Falcons video will come out. His offensive Falcons video will come a day or two after. And then we're going to do team updates as well. Like, we're doing our expectations, and we're going to talk just random stuff about the team. We're going to keep that up because our team videos are doing pretty well as well. Plus, we obviously want all the NFL, but like we like when our similar fans have something to talk about with us. When, you know, we're talking Atlanta Falcons football and an Atlanta fan pops in, like, that's like the dream. So we're going to keep doing those. And then obviously in these videos, we're going to want, if you comment, say, hey, can you talk about my team a little bit? We'll do an in-depth video on whatever team that is. Might take a little while because we're going to really research it. We're not just going to turn the video on as soon as we see the comment. We're going to look into some players. We're going to look into some key rookies. We're going to look into schedule. I mean, there's going to be a lot we look into before we do the video. But, yeah, so those are some pretty big videos that we're going to be doing. And then obviously we're going to do vlogs whenever we go to the training camp in July. We're going to try to do as many as we can. We're going to try to go to an Atlanta Falcons one, and we're going to try to go to a Jaguar one, at least one of each. Try to.
Yeah, probably we'll be able to go to multiple Jaguars. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. And then what else we got planned?
The second channel is gonna be up and running soon. Definitely have a lot of videos to post on there. So, that's gonna be the pack opening Panini football channel. So definitely we'll let you guys know when that is out, so you guys can subscribe. Mainly it's gonna be doing Panini football on that channel. Just Panini in general. That's gonna be the card unboxing, trading card packs videos channel. Nothing else on there, just that. That's gonna be our main content focus on there. And we have videos for a few months already lined up.
Where is the next draft? Is it in Arizona?
I think it is. 2023 NFL draft. Kansas City.
Oh, that's in the middle.
United Station, Kansas City, Missouri. Yep.
That might be something we look into.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah. Depends. Yeah. Dude, a year from now, what do you expect our channel to be at? little.
Yeah, I'm sure by a year, between selling the cards and just content in general, like going live on TikTok and all this other stuff, I'm sure we could scrap around enough money for either a plane ticket or just drive there.
Yeah. That's going to be very, very... something we definitely will look into. Thanks for the idea, AJ.
That would be sweet to do.
I would love that. Oh my god.
You're going to be there?
Oh.
We might definitely have to
okay.
Meetup,
we might actually have to do.
Have all of us in one little section with, what is it, 49ers, Seahawks, Green Bay, Atlanta Falcons, and Jags.
Oh my god. That's like, that'd be awesome. Just whole different teams just in one group. Like, you'd ask someone would ask what our favorite teams are, and then it'd be everyone different, and it was like, oh, I thought you were all Jags fan. Something. Oh, wait, each one of us are going to be wearing our team's jersey. Like, I'm wearing Kyle Pitts, you're going to be wearing like a Trevor or something, or... Oh my god.
Yeah, that's a good... I didn't even think of the draft.
Yeah. That'd be something really cool to go to. Even the Pro Bowl, and that's probably in Las Vegas here. But if it was in Orlando, and I think it's
in Hawaii.
No, it's not in Hawaii anymore. They haven't done it in Hawaii in years. I don't think they're going back for a while.
Well, they're now talking about disbanding the Pro Bowl.
Oh yeah, but if they don't, it'd be interesting. Because I was able to go a couple years ago to the Pro Bowl practice as well as the game in Orlando.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. I remember you were.
So much fun. I got to see Grady Jarrett up close. Mark Ingram jumped over the stands with the fans just for fun. It was crazy. It's a lot of fun over there. I saw Lamar Jackson 2 feet away from me as well. He was signing stuff as well. God, that was really awesome.
We'll have to look into this. Yeah. See, because if we start planning now, like we can lock in rates that are cheaper.
Yeah, definitely something we do look into. We need to look into. Definitely something we definitely probably need to go to.
So the first thing that I want to get myself, well, YouTube pretty much. We want to get tickets to at least one Jags game and one Falcons game.
Oh yeah, we're definitely going to be going to the Colts Jags game for sure.
And then we can probably try to get money for the draft.
Yeah.
And then after that, who knows? Maybe we'll do the Super Bowl.
Oh, it depends on the channel.
Like how much support we have. $7,000 a ticket.
How much support we have on the channel depends. We could even be like 2,000 subscribers by then. Be already making earning.
But
who knows?
That's actually a sweet idea. Now it's got me hyped to try to do that.
Yeah.
And we won't be picking number 1 this year.
Okay. Hopefully.
In all seriousness, who do you think is number 1 next year?
I'm gonna go either Texans or Seahawks. Texans or Seahawks. I could have said Lions again, but who knows?
No, I think the Lions are going to greatly improve.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be a noticeable difference with the Lions.
There's a chance the Bears could too.
Yeah, the Bears could.
And the Commanders. I don't know if I don't think they're gonna be pick 1. I think they'll be pick like 7 or something. But yeah, definitely a lot of content coming very soon. Like every time we go on the podcast, AJ, Texas or Seattle for sure. That's those two teams. I don't think they have the Texans defense, especially. They have no pieces on their defense. So almost no pieces on their defense. My bad. They got Derek Stingley. So your camera sideways again, Ian.
Yeah, I gotta fix that. I don't know how to do it.
But yeah, a lot of content definitely coming. Every time we say it at the end of the podcast, we're closer and closer to training camp and preseason. Not even that far away either. Like we're at the cusp of the NFL season, and we're gonna be going over every little thing that happens during training camp and preseason and the NFL season. You guys do not want to miss it. A lot of different stuff coming your way. Let us know any ideas you think would be a good idea and that's something you guys would want to watch as well. Definitely always open to whatever you guys suggest. That's gonna be fun. Ian?
I can't think of anything else.
Okay. We appreciate you guys for stopping by. Remember, we'll be live Sunday night, 10 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you're ready. And who knows? We'll be talking about a lot of different stuff on Sunday. So it's gonna be a fun time. So I appreciate you guys stopping by. Leave a like if you enjoyed the stream. Hit that sub button if you are new to the channel. We do podcast every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday at 10 p.m. Eastern. Also upload every single day. So definitely you guys won't have too much. You guys will have a lot of content no matter where you're at every single day. So
what's up, Julio?
So yeah, I appreciate you guys stopping by. Be back Sunday.
Wait.
You got one more
don't
thing?
click the button.
You got one more thing? Okay. Oh, don't forget about the giveaway, guys.
Don't forget about the giveaway. Byron Leftwich signed mini helmet with a certificate of authenticity at 100 subs and 100 followers. We're almost there at the subs.
Yeah, we're
at
very,
66.
very close. That's not a good number to be at. Someone subscribed to be 67. Go ahead.
I know you just.
I do like the number 66, but
okay, we all know who Byron Leftwich is. He's a Super Bowl winning offensive coordinator. 4-year starter for the Jacksonville Jaguars. He might have lost his job to David Garrard, and you know what? He might have was Big Ben's backup for a year or two. And guess what? Then he went to Arizona to be an offensive assistant, and then he went to Tampa Bay to follow Bruce Arians. And then guess what? He's buddy with Tom Brady. He's the offensive coordinator of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And guess what? One-time Super Bowl champion offensive coordinator Byron Leftwich. Put some respect on his name.
All right. To be all seriousness, though, Ian, I don't think he has that much motivation towards Byron Leftwich. So, unless you really do, I don't know. Urban Meyer's better.
Dang.
Damn, that is hurtful to Ian. Ian, are you gonna take that? You gonna take that?
You know what should be done? Look at this crew. John Gruden, Urban Meyer as his assistant our special teams coach.
Oh man, they'd be kicking everybody and writing emails.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oof. Oh man, that was a good one, Julio. Good job. One note: if you guys go to your local Target something and have Panini 2021 Panini Prism blaster boxes, they have Trevor Lawrence and Josh Allen on the cover. Let us know immediately. I didn't get picked for Fanatics drop for the blaster exclusives, so if you see any in your area, let me know. Let us know immediately on our Twitter. DM us wherever you can find us, and yeah, definitely try to get some notes. So yeah, appreciate you guys for watching the stream. As always, we'll see you guys Sunday. And yeah, Ian, any last words?
All
right.
That's my last word.
Thank you guys for watching. See you guys Sunday. Peace.
Thank you for watching the PI Podcast. Make sure you subscribe and tune in next time so you don't miss the latest news in the NFL world. You can also follow us on TikTok at PIPodcast and on Twitter at PIPodcasters. Until next time.